Now it is time to welcome back the one and only Gaelae. Not only did she win the Mrs. World 2025 competition, but in doing so, she became the first ever black woman to win the title. Welcome back, Tshegofatso! Now you know that I'm a pageant girl through and through, so getting to sit here with Mrs. World is such a big deal for me. I just want to quickly ask you about that transition of going from wearing the Mrs. South Africa 2024 sash to becoming Mrs. World 2025. Wow. What was that like?
That was a huge transition, especially for someone who didn't see it coming. I just told myself, I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to represent my country as best as I can. I'm going to meet new, interesting people, and I'm going to have fun. That's really all that I told myself I was going to do. Obviously, I was going to do my best. But I did not for 1 second see myself coming back with that sash and that crown. And it has been such a life-changing achievement, not only for myself, but also for my family.
What does this achievement mean from you on a deeper level? And what are you hoping it means for other young girls like myself watching you in the space and thriving?
I know we don't look for validation outside of ourselves, but it's largely real, tangible validation. Not just for me, not just for black women and black girls, but for everyone, I think, who has felt like in some way or another they didn't fit the mold of the world. I think it's reminding us that in some way or another, in your quirkiness, in your difference, in how you stand out, or even in how you blend in, there is a place for everyone in this world.
And who is Tshegofatso outside of the crown? When you're not wearing the sash, who are you?
So when I'm not wearing the sash or the crown, I am your girl next door. I'm literally just like any other brown-skinned girl that grew up in Soweto. I'm a wife, I'm a mom. I am an attorney by profession, and I wear that very proudly because it didn't come easily. But yeah, I'm your girl next door who really values sisterhood and what it has come to mean in my world.
There are so many hats that you have on at the moment. How do you balance juggling all those hats and being in those roles?
I don't.
Stop. I did not expect you to say that.
I don't. I just run around like a headless chicken and I get things done. Really, that's how I do it. But I think it's just a matter of prioritizing as well. I know the balls that I juggle. Some balls are glass, some balls are rubber.
Yes.
The rubber balls bounce and they come back up. The glass balls are not allowed to hit the floor because that's it.
Yes.
So it's just a matter of really prioritizing and ordering my life in a way where I really try to maximize the hours in a day. I learned very early on the lesson of being able to say no.
Yes.
And I think that has contributed very largely to how I find a balance to get things done.
I absolutely love how real that response is. I think you could have easily came into the space and given us an illusion of what it would look like to balance it, which I think is why you have the title. They always say they're looking for authentic people that are willing to share their story, and you've been doing it so beautifully. Which leads me to my next question of why did you enter Mrs. South Africa firstly to begin with, and then what probed you on to want to go to Mrs. World?
So with Mrs. South Africa, I think I was in a place where I was feeling a little bit of redundancy in my normal day-to-day routine. I wanted to see what's out there and I wanted to do something particularly out of my comfort zone. And when a friend of mine said to me, enter Mrs. South Africa, I thought, no, I'm not a pageant girl. I know nothing about pageants. I don't know how to walk. I don't know how to talk like a pageant queen. I don't know those things. And she said to me, okay, look it up and see what it's about.
Yes, before you say no.
Before you say no. Look it up, check on Instagram, hear their stories, see what it's about. And I was really blown away by the shared experiences with Mrs. South Africa, you know. They described it as a program and not a pageant.
Yes.
And they talked about the networking opportunities and they talked about the empowerment that comes with the platform itself. And that's really what enticed me, and I gravitated a lot towards the networking, the empowering sessions that they'd have, the opportunity to possibly make new friends. Unbeknownst to me, I was what they were looking for at the time.
Yes.
And with winning Mrs. South Africa comes the opportunity to represent South Africa on the world stage at Mrs. World, and that's how I got the opportunity to go to Mrs. World. And with Mrs. World, I really told myself that what happens in Vegas
stays in Vegas.
I kid. What happened in Vegas came straight back to South Africa because we came back with the whole crown and a sash.
Please.
So I just wanted really to take the experience for what it was. So I thought, okay, let's do this as South African as possible.
Yes.
Let's have the hair, let's have the shwe, let's have the clothing, let's have the glam. Let's feel completely South African while we do this. I didn't know what would come out of it, but I knew that what I wanted to achieve was to represent South Africans as authentically as I possibly can and make them feel like they're a part of the journey.
Oh, and you did that so beautifully. I mean, as somebody who only got to follow the journey on social media, you really made it as immersive as possible for us, keeping us aligned with your stories, not just the posts that you were making. And what I'm taking from this is that every experience is what you make it.
It really
I
is.
mean, as somebody who has been in pageants myself, I heard the things about cattiness as well. But if you come into a space where this is going to be a negative energy, then the negative is really going to manifest in real life.
Absolutely.
I know we've been talking a lot about hair today, but you really poured in as a natural African queen throughout your journey. Was that intentional to bring a message to younger South Africans? What was the intention behind choosing to go natural? Because as Black women, we have so many directions that we can go with our hair.
I think at the time I didn't really overthink it. I know that I've been on a journey to embrace my hair. I know I've been on a journey to love on my hair. And so I thought, okay, let us try to stretch this as far as I possibly can. And when I saw the love and the response that I got from being Mrs. South Africa, having embraced my hair, I thought, oh wow, maybe I was trying to do something for myself, but I ended up doing it for everyone else. I thought that I was just embracing my own journey, and in the end, it worked out for everyone as a message to say, don't just embrace the things that you think are your strengths.
Yes.
Embrace the things that are difficult about you as well.
What are some words of advice or encouragement that you can give to somebody who's wanting to step outside of their light, but to do so as themselves?
Yeah. I would share the words that were shared with me when I was scared. And it's to do it scared.
Yes.
It's to really feel your foot quiver in your shoe, but continue on. It's to feel your voice quiver because you are scared of what you're about to say, but to do it scared. And to take your future into your own hands, to feel like your future is your responsibility. And once you start feeling like that, you have no other choice but to pursue and to chase and to try and push the envelope for you to reach the results that you want to reach for yourself. The stronger you become to withhold the pressure, and the further you'll get, because if you decide, okay, it's too hard, I'm not going to do it, you will stay where you are.
And I think it contradicts so beautifully societal narrative of to do things fearlessly, because without fear, there can't be any courage. So if you approach something fearful, courage is what is the result of that. Absolutely.
Courage is the result.
Tshegofatso, this has been absolutely incredible, but I don't want to let go of you just yet because I feel like there's so much more gems that you are ready to drop. So I will see you later, and we'll see you after these.